Hi everyone, you reached Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. For all of you out there, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. Hit the like button, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. And share my video with your friends and family so that they can come to my channel and get to know me also. I'm here today with a quick video on Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams did her first interview today. I guess we'll go ahead and call it that, on Good Morning America. Good Morning America is a major news outlet, okay? And she did this interview, but it was a pre-recorded interview. Anything that you pre-record, you can control it, right? You can edit it, you can chop it up, you can fix it up to whichever way you like so that it can give the impact and the appearance that you want it to give. Now, when you do something live, there's no hiding. There's no avoiding a mishap that maybe slips out of your mouth. Once you say it, it is what it is, and the public gets to consume it, especially if it is on a live show. So for whatever reason, but we have our speculations to the reasons, they decided to put this interview out there and to pre-record it. And so whoever is in Wendy's camp right now, for a few months, they have been dropping little breadcrumbs that none of her true fans believe. And they've been dropping these breadcrumbs to try to make us believe that all is well with Wendy Williams. Well, as a major fan of Wendy Williams, I've been to the Wendy Williams show in the live audience countless times, so many I cannot remember. Enjoyed myself every time that I went. When Wendy Williams show first started, she was vibrant, she was full of energy, she had it going on. And when you went to the Wendy Williams show live, they said it was the Wendy Williams experience, and you had an experience. Now, I went to the Wendy Williams show, sort of what I'm going to call too, as the decline came. The decline, in my opinion, came when she really started to have trouble in her marriage, when she couldn't shake off the fact that her husband was having a baby with someone, with a mistress, okay? And the world knew about it, and she had to deal with this in the public eye. As strong as Wendy always appeared to be on her show, I think all of us are human. Nobody is superhuman, and it really took a toll on her. And unfortunately, no matter how much the network and everybody thought they was covering up, it showed through the screen. It showed when you went to her live show that this thing was breaking her to her core. So I say all of that to say that, you know, as the last season that she was on ended, we saw that things were not going that well, right? We saw some different things on the screen that we just was like, it's not the same Wendy. But once she ended that season, it was almost like, you know, she disappeared. She didn't disappear right away. We did have different pictures when she was still in her apartment in New York of, unfortunately, them taking her to the hospital in an emergency, her walking outside of her apartment, legs falling in the wheelchair, all different kind of things like that. But once she kind of either was shipped off or went off to Florida, it seemed like once she was there, she totally disappeared to some degree off the face of the earth. And when people in her production company wanted to know, like, where is Wendy? Wendy won't respond to us. Wendy's not talking to us. And the fans felt the same way, because when we heard in September that she was at first going to be delayed a few weeks from her show, they kept delaying. First they said she's not going to be in September, she's going to be 4 weeks later. Then it was another 4 weeks. Then it was next season. Then they finally announced that, listen, we have to get permanent co-hosts because Wendy Williams may not be back until September, right? And so we all know that, unfortunately, at the end of the day, we still don't get to see Wendy. And so someone in her camp has been putting out little pictures here and there claiming it's Wendy. making statements saying that Wendy is well. And then they recently did a video, which everyone discovered this video was probably from a few years ago, pretty much of Wendy saying, I'm fine, right? But then in the midst of that storm, and her camp trying to throw us breadcrumbs, pretending that Wendy was all good, we get the Wells Fargo situation, where Wells Fargo froze Wendy Williams' accounts and pretty much said, listen, we need the court to decide who can come and handle Wendy's finances, because we feel like vultures, and I'm paraphrasing, guys, are coming after her money, and she's not in her right mind to understand or know what's going on. And so the screaming in the world is that no, Wendy's fine. She doesn't need anybody over her money. Well, this video that I think her camp thought was a good idea and pulled together to do today on Good Morning America, I think it proves Wells Fargo's point. Something ain't right. All is not well. This is not good. So she told this interviewer, right, that she's of absolute sound mind. It's all good. Okay. And the guys are paraphrasing, right? And he asked her about the Wells Fargo situation. She said, people want to control my account. I don't know why. I worked hard for my money. I never lied, cheated, or stole. But if a person of sound mind, a Wendy Williams caliber, the Wendy Williams we knew before all of these shenanigans, right? She would have been able to answer that question differently and better than that, right? So it kind of was like this dance around circle about her money and her account. And I'm not able to pay my mortgage and pay my people. It would have been a different answer. I'm of sound mind. If they froze my account and said that I need somebody to run my money, my finances, my answer would have been, Wells Fargo is crazy. I'm good. I've been taking care of my money my whole entire life. I don't know why now all of a sudden they feel I can't write a check, take out money, deposit money. So somebody is doing something slick, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it with my lawyers. But her answers were very, I'm trying to find a word for it. But while I'm looking for the word, searching for the word in my head, I will say this. She sounded very childlike, okay? And she also mentioned that, something about doctor's appointments, and she feels like a 25-year-old. Well, a 25-year-old, and you feeling like a 25-year-old, you definitely would have showed your face, okay? And you wouldn't have needed, at some point in this interview, a caretaker or somebody stepped in and finished saying what Wendy Williams, or what they wanted Wendy Williams to say. But I think because they wasn't showing her face, Wendy Williams couldn't say it. So they had this caretaker finish the words, okay? And so someone that is of good sound mind and body and feeling like a 25-year-old, they don't need anyone else to speak for them. So this whole video was problematic. I'm trying to think what else happened in there. She's claiming, when he asked her about coming back, she's claiming that, she can come back in 3 months. But if you're good right now, you're feeling like a 25-year-old, why do you have to wait 3 months to come back to work? And she said something about the production company. Well, Wendy, they just said that they're canceling your show at the end of the season, and Sherry Shepherd is going to get her own show. And you're talking about somebody that's supposed to be in their right sound of mind. You're talking about coming back. Coming back where in 3 months, sweetie? Because are you playing on the part that they said, if you're good in September, they're going to allow you back? And I guess maybe she's banking on that. But all the writing on the wall is saying that her production company is done with her. And then in addition to that, which the interviewer should have asked her about, her ex-husband is suing your production company. So come on, interviewer, you don't ask her that question. You're going back to a show that your ex-husband is suing. Do you not think maybe it's going to be a little bit of tension there? There was so many more questions that this interviewer could have asked, and that's why this whole thing was staged. It was a debacle. It was a mess up. And in my opinion, it just helped Wells Fargo prove their point that something is not good in the hood, okay? Somebody is trying to come after Wendy Williams' fortune that out of her own mouth, she said she worked hard for her whole entire life. So initially when I heard about this Wells Fargo thing, I was pissed. I was like, how dare them freeze Wendy Williams out and not even let her see her money. But now I'm leaning on the side of Wells Fargo. I'm leaning on their side because one, somebody is after Wendy's fortune. Two, Wendy Williams is not well. Three, that interview today just made me get the side eye even more because one, they would not show Wendy Williams' face. And if I'm feeling like a spring chicken, like my grandmother used to say, if you're 57 and you're feeling like you're 25, show your face, talk to the people, make some sense. So how do I want to close this thing out? I want to close this thing out by saying this. It's very sad that after all Wendy has built up in her life and her career, that at this stage in her life right now, where it appears to seem like she really needs someone in her corner that she can wholeheartedly trust, not just with her money, right, but with her life, with her well-being, with her mental health. In the critical stages of her life, it seems like she has no one. And I think that, yes, to me, her son, she has her son, but when your son is there and you have your dad who has a strong personality, and guys, I don't know if this is happening, this is my speculations, right? You have your dad that has a strong personality, and unfortunately, your dad who has misused your mom's money your whole entire existence. It's like, where do you turn? What do you do? And how do you handle this as a young man in this world, seeing, unfortunately, perhaps the decline of his mother and having to deal with that and not really know what to do and how to emotionally or physically deal with that. And then on top of that, to try to help his mother, people not come at his mother's fortune. It's a lot on a young man's back. And it's really a lot on a young man's back when the father could perhaps be in your ear trying to tell you what you should do to help your mother, but not because he really cares about your mother, but because he cares about your mother's fortune. This is a very sad situation. I'm wishing Wendy Williams all the best. At this point, I am leaning towards maybe the court should step in. And the reason why I'm leaning towards this court should step in is because whoever is trying to help her right now, I don't think they're doing it for the betterment of Wendy. I think that they're doing it for their own self-gain. And we need someone to step in who is really going to look after her mental health for real, her well-being for real, and her finances also, but not her finances so they can see how much of her money they can cipher out of her while she doesn't understand perhaps, but the betterment of her money so that when she recovers, let's speak positive into the situation, when she fully recovers, if her bank account said XYZ dollars, while she's going through her trial and tribulations, when she comes out of it, that bank account says even more and not less. So we can say a lot about the Britney Spears situation, right? And you can perhaps say the dad was a monster, the dad was crazy, the dad was whatever, they did her dirty. But this you have to say, when she got out of this conservatorship, Britney Spears, her bank account wasn't less than when she started. It was more. And matter of fact, it was way more. And so whoever gets control or helps control Wendy Williams' money in this time period where it appears like she's not well, I hope they do not squander her funds, her fortune that she worked for her whole entire life. So guys, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Chat with me in the comments, and you know me, when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Don't forget to hit the like button, and I'll see you in the next video. And we really do need to start a hashtag, and the hashtag should be, where's Wendy? We're not believing these pre-recorded videos. We're not believing these recycled pictures from way back in the day. We want a real spotting, a real video of Wendy. We want to see Wendy right now and not this pre-recorded nonsense. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.